I'm trying to get into a beta launch of grocery delivery product, suncart.co in Qatar, and have not been able to find a technical co-founder over the past 6 months. Got the product made from an outsourced company, so I assume that's a contractor or consultant. Should I go out and start the beta launch without a tech co-founder and keep the hunt going simultaneously? What should be my way forward?
Finding a co-founder is in general really hard. Finding a technical co-founder is even harder, just because the supply is smaller. And so I guess the first thing to ask yourself is whether a certain degree of technical acumen is going to be downright fundamental to your company's success. And it's completely okay to say no. There's a lot of companies that are built on software platforms that are sufficiently abstracted such that you don't need the co-founders to be technical in order to build something great. So if you're in the former bucket, your charter is clear. You kind of have to continue your search. If you can convince yourself that you're in the latter bucket, then one good strategy is to just try to find your first engineer, second engineer. This could be a person that doesn't necessarily have to have the level of fervor and commitment to the product that you do, and you'd give them a hearty chunk of equity, but perhaps they wouldn't be necessarily your co-founder. And this would just let you kind of expand your search horizons to far more people. I have, in general, not seen success when people have tried to not even have engineering in-house and have outsourced that as well, just because that tends to put you a little bit too far away from making iterative product changes when you constantly have to go back to a contractor who may not understand the context, the rationale behind the changes that you want to make. So, in a nutshell, it's worth thinking about whether you need a technical co-founder or not, depending on what you're building. It's totally okay if you think you don't, in which case I would just try to hire an engineer or two, and because they're early, you should give them a decent chunk of equity, but perhaps they don't have to be a co-founder per se.
Do you have a number in mind when you say decent chunk?
If you're considering someone in your first, say, 8 or so hires, if you don't have any significant traction or growth, that is to say it's not obviously working, then you should be giving them, anywhere between 1% to 5% of the company.